Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. Back with another one. We're gonna build on some boxing talk. Talk about this month of November. You know what I'm saying? Which was a crazy month of boxing. A lot of good stuff happened, so we're gonna recap that. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. I see Mo Boxing in the building. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Um, yeah, man. So y'all can hit me on my social media, of course. Um, L Dubs Boxing on Instagram. Feel free to hit me up on there. Twitter at OverJ, you know what I'm saying? Scrolling across the bottom, feel free. And of course, you can check me out on my YouTube channel. Of course, subscribe, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. You know how we do. My man JD Boxing in the building. What's good, bro? So let's start with last night, man. Let's recap this. This was crazy. I want to touch on the whole month, but why it's fresh on my mind, definitely got to talk on last night. I mean, it was crazy. So this what I got for the back end. So I talked about this a little bit on my channel the last 2 weeks of boxing in November. But just looking at it, man, it was real crazy. But Teofimo versus Cambosis, man, that's like a fight of the year candidate, upset of the year. It was a hell of a fight. Shout out to Cambosis though for coming up with a game plan and sticking to it. Um, he dropped Teofimo in the first round, which was it was a shock. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect that from that. I seen Teofimo come out aggressive and strong, but I seen a lot of nerves in that. So Teofimo, Cambosis kept his composure. I mean, he was boxing well all night using the jab. He was hooking off the jab, hitting him with the right hand just about any time he wanted to. The only flaw he really had was, he keep his left hand low and he was getting hit with right hands by Tio. But Tio didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Normally, the shots that he was hitting them with, like early in the fight, normally the guys don't make it through the fight. You know what I'm saying? He even clipped them in the ninth round, 10th round, I think, when he dropped them. But I like Cambosa's poise. He grew up last night, and we didn't know what he had. Honestly, we know he can fight. He was a decent top 10ish contender in the lightweight division, but he showed he much more than that. So salute to him on that, and he got the victory. I thought he won. I thought he won 8 rounds, like for real. I thought he won 8 rounds easy. But he was boxing well. He was taking Tio to school. And of course, we got to talk about, why Teofimo came in like that. Of course, he had a lot of backlash from what he did outside the ring. And that stuff, it seemed like it came back to haunt him. It was Wild Wild West. I was saying Tio better be careful. Yeah, I thought he was playing with fire. He was trying to get him up out of there. He came straight at him. Um, I guess he thought Cambosa was gonna fold, but he showed a lot of character in that fight, and he just took it to him. So this is what happens though in boxing a lot of times where we want to see the best fights when these guys are undefeated and when those fights have been asked for by the fans. We want to see uh Teofimo versus Devin Haney for undisputed, but Teofimo never really wanted that fight, and he downplayed that fight. Now look what we have, and we missed out on a lot of fights because of that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just taking the biggest risk and whatever, and go ahead and knocking it out, win, lose, or draw, you still gonna be the man because you're gonna put on a great performance for the fans. Then we have to go different routes and try to do other stuff, behind the scenes, and then come back to bite you. And then we miss out on a big fight. So hey, it is what it is. Now Cambosa's in that spot. He seemed like the type of guy that listen, he'll fight anybody. And the confidence that he has, I think he won't be afraid of nobody. And of course, the business gotta be right. You know what I'm saying? Of course, y'all know how that is. Um, so we'll see what's next for both guys. I would say, Teofimo, he going back to top rank. Probably move up to 140. Probably fight guys. Kind of like I still think the plan is still gonna be kind of the same. He just don't have the allure with having the unified titles at 135. But if he gonna move it to 140, he got to start off kind of fresh anyway. So I say guys like Barbosa and the winner between Ramirez and Pedraza, guys like that, those would be good fights for him at 140. You know, based off his performance last night, you know what I'm saying, those guys would be tough fights, like real tough fights. So we'll see, man. He definitely got to go back to the drawing board and he got to get shit right. You know what I'm saying? He said Tank might slide in there. Yeah, So Cambosa's got a lot of options as well. Speaking of Tank, he's the WBA regular champion. They trying to consolidate those belts, quote unquote. Um, yeah, that's a definitely a for sure option. They can do that. WBA can mandate that fight. I mean, what I'm saying, if Tank win, like if we all think he'll win, I can see that. I favor more the Devin Haney fight because I feel like that would put closure to Undisputed. I think that'd be a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Tank fight would be bigger, of course, because he bring a little bit more to the table as far as revenue and pay per view type shit. But I think Haney versus Cambosos, that'd be dope. We can really get some questions answered. But Tank can slide in the back door. You feel me? Like you said, he can slide in the back door. Um, there's not a but he if he fight Cambosos will make the biggest bag. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we want to talk about. But you know, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's very interesting. Devin Haney, he kind of got a good opportunity as well because Eddie Hearn he just opened up a market in Australia, and if that be his first show with Cambosos versus Haney down there in Australia, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? So they got kind of a leg up. Cambosos is with Lou DiBella, so Lou DiBella don't have a network deal, but of course, Lou been around the game for a long time, and he's going to try to get the biggest and best deal for himself and Cambosos. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know what time it is. Cambosos got Peter Kahns, who is one of the best managers in boxing. So that's another guy that's gonna be able to work out a good deal. I mean, he got Dennis Hogan a good bag with Jamal Charlo coming off a loss to Munguia. So I mean, that just tells you all you need to know. And he got the unified champion. So I can see them going either way. You know what I'm saying? No, the boxing moral thing, you would say fight fight Devin Haney or JoJo, the winner of that fight the winner of that fight for undisputed, and then get Tank next. But the way the business of boxing is set up, you never know. So that was good shit though. Um, on that card, so on the undercard, Fazili versus Ogawa. I mean, Ogawa was just too strong for Fazili. I thought Fazili would probably outbox him and win late, but Ogawa proved that he got a different type of rhythm. His power, every time he touched Fazili with the right hand, I mean, he got a nice reaction. You know what I'm saying? In his favor, he dropped him a couple times, and you know what I'm saying. That was a good fight for him. So he's definitely a player at 130 pounds. What's up, hypey? Salute. So Ogawa, he steps in. What I'm saying? He can make some noise too. So I want to say, like, of course, when we see fights like that and we see a new champion, we're gonna say, oh yeah, he should fight Shakur or Valdez or unification. But I think he may be locked in for another fight already. Eddie Hearn got options on him. He didn't promote either guy, but to sign him and have him fight on his card, he got options on him. You feel me? So um, on Eddie Hearn's card in a couple of weeks, December 18th. You got one of Eddie's fighters, Zephyr Barrett, versus the Australian-based African fighter Bruno Tarimo. That's for the IBF 130 pounds final eliminator. So right off the bat, you know what I'm saying, Ogawa may have to face that guy. So that's why I wouldn't really jump the gun on Shakur and other guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing the behind the scenes shit. Um, what else? Ray Ford. Ray Ford looked good on that card. You know what I'm saying? Coming off a good victory in the UK, and he fought Calabayo. So that was a good, decent type of fight. Keep him busy. So I think he kind of last night he crossed over from a prospect to a contender. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? At 126 pounds, and only got 10 fights, so he still got some development to go. But he's right there in line. You never know. He may get a title shot. He's number 14 in the WBA, so he may climb up those rankings, maybe get a top 10 ranking. So, what I'm saying? It's only up from there. The big heavyweight, Zilly Zane, you know what I'm saying? He got the second round knockout over Craig Lewis. You know, pretty much, typical type shit. So, yeah, that's what it was. moving on to the Showtime card from last night, and that shit, it was some good fights though. All three fights was good. You know what I'm saying? Starting with Gary Antonio Russell versus Alex Santiago. That was a good fight. When I coming into this fight, when I predicted this and broke it down, it played out pretty much, like I was envisioning. Because my man Santiago, he just crafty, bro. He know how to get inside and shoot from the outside and stuff like that, and make it rough for you. Get inside your shots. You know what I'm saying? What was your thoughts on the IBF champ? Do you think he'll give Shakur? Um, yeah, I think he'll give them guys good fights. You know what I'm saying? He's decent. I like his rhythm, the way he fight. He got a strong right hand. He's a strong guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he can probably give him good fights. I would favor those guys over him, but I think he'll have a better chance versus Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Valdez is a little bit, he right there in front of you, so he can kind of get in and get out with his shots. But Shakur and Cobra would give him problems. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's a new that's a new player at 130 though, so we'll see. He said, "Will Gary Antonio versus Rashid be next?" That's a good fight. I mean, maybe both guys is 1 and 2 in the WBA. They may order that fight. Um, they may order that for anyway. I could definitely see that. So, but that fight right there, I look like my man Antonio Russell was he was injured or something. He wasn't like had the movement like he normally have, and I thought that kind of played into the fight. Even though he dogged it out, and I thought he edged it out. But that fight was close. That could have been a draw too. My man Santiago came to fight. He's a tough fighter. Coming to the fight 24-2 with 5 draws. So that tells you he always in close fights. And I could see that going his way because he finished strong down the stretch. But yeah. So like my man said, Rashid Warren, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? He was calling out Casemiro anyway. He was calling out all the champions. So maybe he might get one more, and then we'll see. Anyway, it's coming back December 14th, so we'll see what's up with that. That's a routine title defense for him. The co-main Rais Aline versus Baez. Now I thought right this wasn't the best performance from Aline for me. I felt like he could have made this fight a little bit simpler to me. He was sitting down, trading a lot. I thought he could have been boxing and having the guy walk into some of his shots and using his awkward angles. But he all dogged him and all fought him and won a clear decision. But it was a close. Well, it wasn't close to me. It wasn't close on the scorecards, but it was competitive. You know what I'm saying? More than I thought it would be. But Elaine now, what I'm saying, he's another player at 122 that can fight for the title. He'll give these guys, these champions, a tough fight. Um, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how he climbed. He was number one in WBA, but he turned down the opportunity to fight another eliminator versus Crazy A, Zach Hovnesian. So now, since he gave that up, Hovnesian is the number one contender. You know what I'm saying? Then you still got Ronnie Rios, who tested positive, and he had to pull out his fight with MJ. He may get a rematch, or he may get another opportunity to face MJ. So we'll see. It might be kind of cloudy for undisputed at this division. But Rais Aline definitely he right there with to get a world title shot. So we'll see. Now the main event, I mean that shit was the main event was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Fulton versus Figueroa. This is probably the most anticipated fight on the Showtime schedule when they announced that schedule, and this fight got postponed, so it gave it a little bit extra intrigue to it. And I thought Fulton would be able to box a little more than he did, but he couldn't. Figueroa didn't allow him to box, but even in all that, Fulton was able to fight his fight and kind of edged out that fight. That was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? A real close fight. Could have went either way. But Fulton he got the nod. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think Figueroa he definitely shouldn't let his head down or nothing like that. He definitely came to fight and he pushed Fulton. They talking about him moving up to 126, and that might be that's a cool play if he can't make the weight because he's still gonna be a big guy at 26. You know what I'm saying? and he know how to smoke. He know how to overwhelm the fighter and stuff like that. And throw a lot of punches. He was throwing like 100 some punches late in that fight. That's crazy. A lot of those shots wasn't landing and stuff like that. But the activity, depending on the judges, they can give you that. So, but for Fulton, of course, we always talk about undisputed. It should be logical, right? MJ fought the week before. You know what I'm saying? And then Fulton just fought, so you would think that they could go right into that fight. MJ is not like a real big star, so he don't demand a lot of um he don't demand a lot of like financial situation. Like he can't say, oh, I'm this big time A side and this big time draw. So none of the politics like that. He said he got to improve his defense at 26. Yeah, I agree with that. Those guys punch a little bit harder. I think he still have the size advantage when he move up there. But yeah, of course, them guys punching a little bit harder. But I think Fulton probably fight Danny Roman next. That's a WBC mandatory. He was there at the fight, and just based on how like I said, the politics, man, it ain't just that easy just to make that fight, and it should be, but to me, it ain't nothing really holding it back, honestly. You know what I'm saying? You can't worry about no fake 60-40 splits, you know what I'm saying, with putting barriers in front of fights. There's none of that because none of those guys is that big of a draw. So we'll see. But if my guess, I would say Fulton would fight Danny Roman next, and then MJ would probably face off against Ronnie Rios. Those my guess. He said Tio disappointed me. Oh yeah. He wasn't supposed to lose to him. Salute to you, Andre. Nah, he wasn't supposed to lose to Cambosis. But hey, props to Cambosis though. You know what I'm saying? So this backtracking a little bit to the week prior. Like this week was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of boxing and shit. Like I said, this whole month coming to this month, it was like it's gonna be a crazy schedule. Last week you had Demetrius Andrade. He got a second round knockout, and that's significant because he one of the best fighters that nobody give props to. And of course, we want that undisputed, well, not undisputed, but unification with him and Charlo. Triple G and Murata about to fight unification in December for those two belts. So it makes sense, but you already know. So that's kind of like a fantasy fight, you know what I'm saying? So probably don't have to talk about that, but that was a good look though, going in there, run through dude, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he gets something else. I'm thinking Janabek, you know what I'm saying? Who fought on Crawford undercard, but we'll see. Um, and I talked about MJ on that card. He looked okay. That guy was rough and rugged, and he came to fight. So sometimes when these unheard of guys come in and you don't know much about them, and they come in durable and ready to fight, it's kind of hard to deal with that shit. But I thought he won damn near every round, something like excuse me, maybe like 1 or 2 rounds. I thought MJ dominated. And then the female fight, the females been putting on. This is another thing this month that was kind of stood out. The ladies, they've been getting it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about the first half of this month too, but Kaylee Reese on this card and versus Jessica Kamara, that was a good ass fight. That fight went down to the wire. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they've been getting it in. Then of course the Bud Crawford, Sean Porter. So um, you know, that was a good fight. It really wasn't too much of a surprise. I didn't think he was going to stop Sean Porter, but I thought it was going to turn that type of fight would be competitive, similar to all the other fights Sean Porter has. You know, his own got to get Boo Boo and money fight. Yeah, yep, they got to. I agree with that though. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the difference is he got everybody on his side though. Bud didn't have nobody on his side. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. So he can use his promoter to kind of you know, convince these guys to negotiate with him. Bud's situation was kind of is different because he can't get those guys to negotiate with him. Not alone try to fight him. So, you know what I'm saying? Put two and two together. Because the fight with Spence was never negotiated. That's why when people say 60-40, they keep bring that shit up. They either they either just they just like to push a fake narrative. They just don't know, or they're just falling behind what other people say. But Spence and Bud never ever negotiated a fight. It was a point where Bud's team reached out to them, and Spence them was like they doing something else, and what they said they was doing is what they've been doing, clean up. You know what I'm saying? I guess the PBC side and fighting those top guys, those top guys. Excuse me. So they before they fight Bud. So that's what's been happening. So that's why it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? At least Boo Boo has a promoter to kind of, you know, facilitate those fights. But those guys don't want to fight him either. So I see what you're saying though. But the Porter fight, you know what I'm saying? That shit was good. That was a good ass fight. I just hate when these guys get the shit get diminished after the fight because both guys were doing some good shit in the fight. I just felt like Bud just stepped it up. That's what happens. And when Sean Porter's losses, the other guys step it up, and he end up, falling short. That's what happened. Full credit for both guys, definitely for Bud because he stopped the guy and he dropped the guy twice in a round. That shit never happened to him. So I thought it was good. That's a common opponent. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to get credit for it because it's not a lot of guys. Like I hear people say leftovers and shit. Everybody fighting people's leftovers. At the end of the day, if you really want to go on resumes, everybody fighting leftovers is what you did with those leftovers. You know what I'm saying? Some people struggle with leftovers. You feel me? So, but that was good shit though. So Bud, he's in a position. Well, he's in the same position. Nothing changed. He ain't really is not closer to the Spence fight. Actually, it's actually got further away. You know what I'm saying? That's some you know what I'm saying some plug shit right there. That's actually got further away from where he's at right now, as far as business wise. And even though he's not with Top Rank anymore, that fight is actually actually almost that shit like a fantasy fight too. So damn, I'm gonna talk about two fantasy fights in this damn live. So I can see Bud going for Virgil Ortiz maybe in the spring. I know Virgil Ortiz, excuse me, he has a fight coming up in January. So we'll see. If you see Virgil Ortiz fighting a slick southpaw, more than likely he's getting ready for a Bud fight. You know what I'm saying? But it could be different. It's just normally when you want to fight a southpaw, you want to get ready for a southpaw and fight another one and see how you feel with it. Um, I can see Boots for Bud for sure. Um, and maybe 54. They say Keith Thurman, but I doubt it. I don't think Bud gonna wait for no Keith Thurman until no damn summertime. Now, if Keith Thurman come back and look good, whatever, then that's a good fight too. But I don't think it's next. Yeah. Oh yeah, Boots. Yeah, he's number two in the new WO ranking. So that's what's up. So he up there, bro. He definitely should get a world title shot pretty soon. So that's what's up for Boots. So yeah. Also on that card though, the Crawford Porter card, Zanabek, he got a high ranking in the WBO and the WBC. So he had a good performance against Endom. So you may see him, what I'm saying, get an opportunity versus Demetrius Andrade, you know what I'm saying? Falcao versus Vanoy, that was an IBF eliminator at 160. That kind of ended kind of crazy with the head, but I thought I thought Vanoy started off slow, and but he started to pick it up, and then the headbutt was crazy. And then what else? And they had as a dog, but I thought he got a gift on that card, so that's what it was. Um, let's see. So let's move on to like early in the month real quick because that like completes the month because it started off real crazy too. So just to recap again, we know Canelo and Plant, of course. Um, no, so that was big for boxing though. To see undisputed, you know what I'm saying? Even though he didn't, I don't know, kind of disappointed in the aftermath with Plant when he was kind of like conceding to Canelo. But that's crazy because I thought he was winning. Actually, he was doing well. I thought he was doing enough, you know, to win. He was doing good on my card, but of course you got to step it up in the later rounds. And Canelo, all props to him. He stopped him. And then the aftermath, you see Canelo. He talking about moving the cruiserweight. Man, listen, I ain't even mad at him because he can do just about whatever he want to do because these other guys ain't really doing nothing to create a mandate. Now I thought Benavidez the week after, I thought, if he was gonna stay at 68, I thought he did enough. You know what I'm saying? If if people talking about what's my man's name? Darrell, he did enough by stopping the guy that he didn't make weight for. He didn't make 168. You know what I'm saying? He fought a 160 pounder, stopped him. That was a crazy knockout too. But people talking about why he can't get a shot. Well, Benavidez, he beat the guy that Darrell struggled with, and Benavidez already stopped Darrell. And of course, Benavidez didn't make 168 that night, but shit, neither did Darrell. So it's kind of it's how you look at it. It's who this boxing shit. It's like who you favor, who you like, and stuff like that. Who you want to what I'm saying, lift up and stuff like that. It's not keeping it down the middle and keeping it 100. It's just sometimes it's like selective, whatever. But I thought I thought both guys did their thing. Maybe they should rematch, fight for the vacant title if Canelo vacates and move up the cruiserweight. That's what I say. But I didn't want to Benavidez because I felt like, excuse me, having him fight the night after, I felt like that was a perfect promotional thing. But you know how this shit work though. It is what it is. D Hodges, what's good, bro? Salute. So, and then of course we had the females, like I was saying. This month was crazy for the females. Michaela Mayer and Hamadouche had that classic ass fight. That was crazy. They was going back and forth. Michaela Mayer edged it out in my scorecard, but those scores was way too wide. You know what I'm saying? They need to fix that shit. And then Alicia Baumgartner went to UK and slept Terry Harper. So that was dope. And this is the same division, so 130, and that happened a week apart from each other. So it gives you a glimpse on, what we can see next down the road and stuff like that. Um, he better rededicate himself and get a rematch with these dudes. Easy work. Yeah, I don't know rematch, no rematch clause. So I think T will probably move up. We'll see. I had Fulton 7-5. I have 7-5. But those rounds was hard to score, bro. Some of those rounds you can give that shit to Figueroa. Like either way, it could have been from 7-5 either way to a draw. I would have been cool with it. 116, 112, I think was maybe a little wide. Do you think, excuse me, Baumgartner beats Mayer? She definitely has an opportunity because of the power, because of her athletic ability, the skill she has. Um, it all depends on. It's kind of like a 50-50 fight in a sense because she brings so much, skills and stuff like that, and the power that combination can give Mayer some problems because she get hit. She can get hit a lot. But the thing is, if Mayer decides to box and keep it long and fight when she want to fight, I think it actually be a good fight. I think we'll see, man. But I think she can beat her for sure. Right now, I would favor Mayer. Probably a close decision. He said, I think Brandon would end up like Omar once he moved. I don't know. I was because Omar wasn't dedicated. You know what I'm saying? Omar wasn't as dedicated. Now I'm not. To me, I don't see Brandon being like that. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he got discipline. You know, Brandon never threw over 100 punches late in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, although Brandon's defense is not that good, whatnot, he got. I think he got a higher upside than Omar, in my opinion. But we'll see. But he can't keep getting hit like that, moving up in weight. And then we gotta talk about Kiko. Kiko had a nice upset victory, became a two division champion over Kid Galahad. That was crazy. That was a good knockout too. So he put himself in a position to get a big fight. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Kid Galahad exercises rematch clause. We'll see. I don't know. I talked about the real that the knockout was crazy. That's why I got that up here. The knockout was crazy. Um, Jaime Munguia versus Rosado. It was some good fights this month too. This was one of them. Last night we had two like candidates. I think this one may be a candidate too. Um, I just thought Jaime Munguia was just his work rate was a little bit too much for Gabe, but Gabe put up a good ass fight. You know what I'm saying, like he always do, and he had spots in that fight where he was kind of pushing the pace and you know controlling the tempo. He just couldn't sustain it. So it is what it is. But this month was nice, yo. I ain't gonna lie, as a boxing fan, like you really can't ask for too much more. You know what I'm saying? I know next month gonna be good too. Um, the ladies was on full display. They was getting it in this month. You got two the top pound for pound guys fighting this month, Canelo and Bud. Then you have some good fights in between, some good prospects and shit. Abdullah Mason made his pro debut. That's a good looking prospect and a kid to look out for in the future. Yeah, man. So you had some upsets. You had Cambosis and T.O. last night. You had Galahad getting slept by Kiko. Shoot, Baumgarten over Harper. That was an upset. Excuse me. If you look at it, that was an upset. So it was a lot of good stuff this month, man. And this month was kind of like you know, like a benefit because September we were supposed to get most of these fights. Remember, Fulton Figueroa pulled out. Canelo decided to push the fight back with Plant to November. Uh, well, I think August Benavidez tested positive, but his fight got pushed to November. Was Tatagi, he popped dirty. So yeah, it was a good ass month, man. So hopefully that shit just keep building and building for December. December we got some good fights coming up in December. I'm gonna definitely talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Break down the cards and the fights when it get to that fight week. Next week it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna stay in the lightweight division with Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz. That fight just got even more. You know what I'm saying? I think even if Tio would have won, it still got a high significance. But even now that fight even more because it feels like we'll get closer to undisputed because the way Cambosis, the way he move, and the way we think he gonna move. That what I'm saying, we'd rather see Cambosis and Haney. But don't write. I'm not writing off JoJo. I know I'm saying Haney because he the champion. JoJo can win this fight, bro, for sure. JoJo can win this fight. He don't have no problems going in nobody's backyard and winning or trying to win or pushing the fight. I mean, he got a good resume. He got the best resume at 135. If you look at it all total, everybody he fought in his career, and listen, it's gonna be a good fight. This is the fight where I think you're gonna see, how really great Haney is. You know what I'm saying? If he's saying everything that he's saying and everybody's saying about him, I think we're gonna see in this fight. Brown versus Brother B. That's the fight I want to really see. That's a good fight. It's coming December 17th. Yeah, the light heavyweights, and this another thing. Like this, is a good thing about this month right here, in December, we're gonna see these divisions. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get some clarity. Like lightweight, we got Devin the Tank next week. Then you got Lomachenko the week after. 118, you got Casemiro, Inoue, and Donaire. They all fighting in the same week, so you'll be able to see some clarity in that. Light heavyweight, Brown and Bertobiev. Then you got Bivol versus Solomov. That's December the 11th. Then you got Zerto December 18th. So like I said, this gonna be a good month too. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the female fighters. Carissa Shields' fight got pushed back to January the 29th. So she's not on it. But we was about to get all of the top female fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because we got Jessica McCaskill next week, undisputed champion. Then on December the 11th, we would have got Carissa Shields and Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? But Carissa Shields' fight got postponed because of Lynn Williams had to pull out. So the fight with Chris Eubank and Lynn Williams got postponed January the 29th. So we missed out on that. Then you got Amanda Serrano on the 18th. You got Sanisa Estrada on the 18th. And let me go back a little bit. Christina Hammer coming back December the 3rd. Raquel Miller December the 2nd. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of female fighters, yo. Like high profile. We're supposed to get the heavyweight female fight between Hannah Gabriels versus Danielle Perkins. Hopefully that shit's still on. I know it's supposed to be on for next week, so we're gonna see. But that fight was announced, so like I said, December gonna be crazy too. Yeah, December gonna be crazy. We got some unifications on the back end of December. Triple G and Murata. You got Oka versus Cajas. Like that's what's up, bro. So November was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was a good month. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of shit transpired. Definitely a lot of drama. You know what I'm saying? Always drama in boxing. But yeah, bro, we'll keep it rocking. But yeah, if y'all guys don't got any more questions, man, if you do, go ahead and feel free. I'm gonna stay on for another 5 or 10 minutes. If you don't, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But yeah, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready for next week. You know what I'm saying? You got we got a couple of title eliminators coming up. You know what I'm saying? Next week you got Louis Lopez versus Isaac Lowe. That's for the IBF. The IBF final eliminator for Kiko at 126. Haplotype, what's good, bro? Salute. Yeah, man. So this shit with Teofimo, we're gonna see how top rank move him because I mean, yeah, he lost, but he can come back. He can come back. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the kid is very talented. You know what I'm saying? And he was in that fight. It was just Cambosis rose to a different level. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the long layoff. I don't know. It was a little bit of everything. I think it was more so George Cambosis than anything else. You can say T.O. was injured. He had to lay off. He didn't fight on top rank. I don't know. You can say all that shit, but excuse me. One thing you got to add in that George Cambosis came to fight. He was doing a lot of good things in the ring. He was countering T.O. You know what I'm saying? Who was supposed to be the master counter puncher. He was actually getting out countered, out jab. I thought the jab was the key to the fight. And then the early knockdown set the tone. You feel me? So yeah. And then having that unification with Fulton and Figueroa, when you have the best guys in the division fighting each other, you're gonna have fights like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. It wasn't the prettiest fight. A lot of holding and grappling and clinching and whatever you want to call it. But um, it is what it is. Those guys are trying to fight on the inside, and when you got a strong kid like Figueroa coming in, you gotta do that. You feel me? But that was a good. It was still a good fight. So yes, sir. We get to see Herkovic next week. You know what I'm saying? Another heavyweight that's climbing up the ranks. We got Parker and Shazor too. That's next month. I'm kind of down because Bawaxi versus Vlasov, that's off because Bawaxi hurt his hand. So that was a damn. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. You heard anything about the top rank going to get the Olympic guys? You heard anything about when top rank going to get the Olympic guys some fights? Yeah, December the 11th, you got Keyshawn Davis making his top ranked debut. His younger brother, well, his older brother, Kelvin Davis on that card. Um, Troy Osley, he's coming back December 17th on that Brother BL Marcus Brown card. I think you asked me about that. So Troy Osley gonna be on that undercard. Uh, I think Richard Torres coming making his pro debut on Jose Ramirez undercard in February the 5th in Fresno. So we'll see. What's a good fight for Figueroa in his 126 debut? Um, Running back with Seha. Running back with him. He missed weight. I think that may be a good one. Let me see. Uh, maybe Isaac Avila. Maybe that guy. You know what I'm saying? It can be some good fights. Yo, Tug would be a good fight for Figueroa at 126. Tug. I like that fight. So maybe those three. But maybe I think Tug is more intriguing to me. He said, anyone knows when yeah, that's December the 11th. That's Dimitri Bivol fighting on the undercard. Yes, sir. That shit's coming for sure, and it might be on the RCC YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? He said Marcelo did say how bad. Yeah, he did. But that was a close fight when Sehan fought Figueroa when he missed weight. You know what I'm saying? Figueroa still fought well. Um, maybe you know what I'm saying. That's how PBC be moving. They be giving these guys coming off of losses a top fight. This is you know. So you never know. Prime time versus Figueroa in his first defense. Um, you think Figueroa gonna go all the way up to 130? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's a big jump to me, because especially if you haven't fixed those defensive issues. But maybe Chris Colbert versus Figueroa, that'd be a good fight. You know, Figueroa beat Chris Colbert in the amateurs. Do you know who Jamal is fighting next? I'm not sure. I got guesses, but I'm not too sure. I would say guys like Magic Selecki, Luis Arias, guys like that. I'm just keeping it a book. Instead of Charlo, yeah, those guys like that. Definitely won't be no Demetrius Andrade. Oh, I forgot. No, it's all good. I thought Colbert 26. Now he at 130. Quickly in the building. What's good? Salute to you. So yeah, we'll see though. I know, we got that big news about Charlo and Castano running it back. I'm psyched about that shit. And we're gonna have two undisputed fights that day because early in the day, Josh Taylor versus Jack Calleron. That's at 140. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be on ESPN. They fight in the UK. So yeah, that's dope. I don't think we ever had that, not in one day. Definitely not with the full belts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's a lot of shit popping off in boxing. It's still some big fights we need and we want, but I already came to I know we're not gonna get them, so I ain't tripping. But I'll take whatever we can get. I'll take a crazy ass undercard over a fight that any day. Chill and chill. I can't call it. I feel you. I feel you, quickly. You always be chilling. Salute to you. So yeah, that's what's up, man. I want to see what this heavyweight division shit gonna do too. Fury and White. I want to get that shit out the way. You know what I'm saying? But I think Fury might go a different route. I would like to see him fight Joe Joyce if he's not gonna fight nobody. They're trying to get AJ to step aside, but I don't know. Eddie Hearn ain't gonna allow that shit. You feel me? But yeah, what else? What else popping in boxing? That's a lot of shit. I seen so everybody been calling out Cambosis, yo. As soon as he win, like the Sharks was coming out. Everybody calling them out. Even though Ryan called them out. That's what's up. So that means he should have a big bag waiting for him somewhere. Either he do it in Australia, have one of those guys come down there, That'd be cool. If they accept that. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, he should be the first one to get that fight, in my opinion. But that's up to Eddie now. Like real talk, it's up to Eddie because you know Eddie had him fight on his card. Cambosa's fought on the last two Eddie Hearn cards. So it's up to him. I know he got a good relationship with Lou DiBella, but it's up to him for to make that fight. We'll see. Because, what I'm saying, tanking them, they can come in and get that fight. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'm glad I found this channel. Keep up the good work, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, keep coming back, bro. So, this week for me for the channel and shit, I got to do my November awards. So I normally do I do every month ever since January this year. I do my monthly awards because it helps me at the end of the year because like when you get to the end of the year, you're trying to figure out which knockout what I'm saying deserve consideration and which one was fight of the year. Some of the fight of the years may happen like early in the year and we'll forget about it and we'll remember what just happened. So that's why I do. So I do like the fighter, the fight of the month, knockout, prospect, trainer, promoter, and upset. So I'm gonna drop that tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I just gotta figure it out, and then I'm gonna break down the weekend fights for coming up, December the 3rd and December the 4th. So yeah, that's what I do. And then the rankings, I do the rankings on my channel too. So whenever the new rankings come out, I break those shits down too, for sure. If you were Cambosis, would you take the Tank Money or Undisputed? Whew, that's a tough question, bro. I take the I take the tank on this. I take the tank fight. I take the tank fight because his manager. The reason why I say that he got a hell of a manager, Peter Cons, and they can kind of take see because Canelo kind of set the precedence, right? So they can kind of work out a deal where they can get a big ass bag, a big ass guarantee to go over and fight Tank, on a pay-per-view. Something that, he probably can't get that same amount of money with Devin. But it all depends. Now I gotta put it in perspective. If he can get the Devin Haney fight in Australia and have like 50, 60, 50, 60,000 out there, then I think he should do that. But as far as money and stuff, that's why it's hard for me to say because you can always go at the money. All money ain't good money, but that'd be a bigger platform, and both fights are fights that I think he's an underdog in. So I think Tate stops him, but I think Devin Haney outboxes him. But he's shown that So it depends, yo. It's kind of a loaded question, honestly. Um, I like actually. I'm gonna switch it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I know, I know I'm switching all my shit up, but now I'm thinking about it. I would say the Haney fight. Go for undisputed. Get that if he can get that fight in Australia. I think that'd be a big event. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my bad, Andre. You know what I'm saying? That was a good ass question, bro. I had to think on that. Salute to the channel. Excellent fight. Do you think Fulton moving up in weight? Do you think Fulton moving up in weight? Do you think he can be champion 26? Appreciate that, bro, for coming through the channel for sure. Um, yeah, I think he could win a title at 126, Fulton. I think he might be better suited at 126 because I think he would probably have to box a little bit more. I think at 22 he feel like he's strong enough where he can sit in the pocket and take those punches. But 26, those guys is punching a little bit harder and he might box. I think that's his better skill set. But I think he can win the title. I want to see him kind of finish business at 122. Hopefully, fight MJ, and then yeah, I think he can win the title at 26 for sure. I think Tank and Haney both beat him. Yeah, me too. Even Shakur, yeah. See, you see what I'm saying? He said, "I take the take money. It's winnable." He gets hit. Yeah, it depends where that fight at. If he because Eddie can get that fight in Australia because he just opened up a market there. He got a couple of fighters in Australia, so he can build another card. It's basically kind of an in-house fight, but I'm not sure. Excuse me, how much bread they're gonna get. That'll be up to the government because the government gonna have to put the bread up to get these guys over there. So it's not really a sure thing. That's why when Tim Zoo was calling out Charlo and Harrison, that's why they ain't even pay attention to that shit. Castano, they said they had 10 million, but if you do the translation of it, it's like 6 million. You know what I'm saying? So the government got to pay for that shit. So would you want to take a risk and go to Australia and you're not sure about the bread, or having a big fight in Vegas with Tank? You know what I'm saying? And just going crazy. I don't think Tank fought in Vegas like as a main event yet. Has he? I can't remember. I know he L.A., Baltimore, Atlanta. So that's more of a sure thing. You feel me? So we'll see. He said Tank ain't going to Australia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I can't put it past it. But I don't think they'll let him go, because why would you let him go to Australia without a sure thing, with the money and the government situation and the quarantine for 14 days, and it's a lot of shit they got going on in Australia. But you can do this fight in Vegas at T-Mobile and get the same type of whatever. The Australian, like those people, like the fans, they'll come over to Vegas. You'll rather have them come to Vegas, maybe like 2,000 of them. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good number. Listen, oh man, it's crazy. It's up to the teams though. I can see it both ways. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to Eddie Hearn to get Haiti that fight. Even though, like, you know what I'm saying, I know it's a natural fight, it's undisputed, all that shit. Listen, these fighters wanna retire one day. They wanna have bread at the bank. Would you rather fight Devin Haney for maybe, let's say, $5 million in Australia, and you know what I'm saying, or would you rather fight Tank for 10? You know what I'm saying? It's a higher risk, but I don't know. I don't know. Shakur versus Ogawa. I mean, that would make sense logically, but I doubt it. Eddie Hearn got options on Ogawa. He probably have two of his guys fight for him. Fight Ogawa next. Joe Cordina, that's another one. Zephyr Barrett is fighting the final eliminator in December. So I think Eddie probably push Ogawa to those guys first. Shakur might have a hometown fight top of the year. Probably get somebody like Abraham Nova, or maybe even Archie Sharp, something like that. But I would say Nova because Nova is a top ranked fighter. That makes sense. But we'll see. But yeah, I doubt that unification is next. Always take the money. It's business. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Wood can upset Conlon. I don't look at that as an upset. I think Wood the favorite, bro. Who got Conlon the favorite? They got some bad lines on that. Or did you just speak it just hypothetically because of the name? I think Wood is the favorite. Colin really ain't been looking too good. And Wood beat the champion, Kanzu. Wood is a problem. Don't sleep on Wood. Wood is a boxer puncher, but he got big power. Like he got good pop on his shots. And he got Ben Davison. So Ben Davison gonna have him right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like Wood. Hopefully that fight gets announced pretty soon. What else? So Ugas and Stanionis, they got a purse bid coming up December the 9th. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, they got Ugas fighting in this tournament, so they hell bent on having Ugas fight in this shit. That's crazy. Davidson said Wood is the hardest puncher out of the fighters. Damn. You know what? I agree with that, bro. He be cracking. Um, so this is what I think Ugas gonna do. I think he's gonna vacate the WBA and fight Spence for his two titles, like in March or something like that. And people say, well, why would he drop his belt? Spence not gonna fight him. It's strap season. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to fight for all the belts. That shit is funny. It ain't strap. It wasn't strap season when it was with Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree with it. I think first of all, the WBA don't want Spence to fight for that title anyway, because when Spence and Pacquiao was made, they didn't want to give Pacquiao his belt back. They should have never stripped him anyway. You know what I'm saying? And now with Ugas, he beat Pacquiao. Now they want Ugas to fight in a tournament where with Ugas and Spence fight, they was already working on that fight for top of the year. You feel me? So who cares about that? Who cares about that corrupt belt? We already see what the WA did with Michael Fox and shit like that. Anybody can get ranked. Y'all go check the rankings yourself, and y'all might be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it is. And Ugas and Smith is still a good fight. It's a big fight too. You could do that fight in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Well, Spence can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of power, so he can do whatever he want. That's why I think that's what they're going to do. Because if if let's say Spence, let's say Ugas fighting the tournament, what's Spence going to do? He only got a couple of options really at welterweight. His IBF mandatory. Um, Maybe Keith, maybe not. He said he ain't fight Keith. Keith just got dropped on the WC ranking, so I don't know. And that's about it, unless he move up to 54. But Charlo got that smoke. So it's really not a lot of fights that he have. You know what I'm saying? Virgil Ortiz supposed to fight for eliminator for the WBC, but that's not until maybe after his fight in January. Who else on the PBC can Spence fight? You know what I'm saying? So Ugas. That's the fight, bro. That's what I'm saying. When they come out, and if I'm right, you know what I'm saying, I could be wrong too. So, but definitely if I'm right, you know what I'm saying, it won't be no surprise to me because I think that's still a good fight. It don't need no belts. Ugas beating Pacquiao, Ugas beating Pacquiao carries more value than a corrupt station body belt. You know what I'm saying? That's on everything. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I see. He said, when does Ugas Stadiums take place? It's supposed to take place before January the 30th or some shit. Because the final is supposed to be in April. So I don't know. Is there a date for Wood Common? They're talking about St. Patrick's Day and MSG. And they're supposed to have Amanda Serrano and Kay Taylor on the undercard. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. So it's looking like St. Patrick's Day. It may be in Ireland. It may be in MSG. But yeah, that's what they're looking at. So yeah, so that's my take on that. I think um for sure. I think that's a big fight. That's the only really option that Spence can take. He really only got two options at welterweight right now. If you really want to look at it. Now he can go fight Boots, which would be cool. Because Boots is available. But Virgil, he's not available right now. So I would say three for Spence. He got Ugas, his IBF mandatory Quadratilo, who's fighting on Donet's undercard December the 11th. Or I just said that shit. Damn. I forgot that shit. Uh Boots, Quadratilo, and Ugas. There you go. I would say Ugas, then Quadratilo, then Boots. Those are three that he can fight. So that's realistic. That's what I see. But we'll see. We'll see what Ugas gonna do. I know WA is doing Ugas dirty though. He said, "Damn, well, it seems like Ugas getting back to training." You see what I'm saying? I don't think he's dropping, but he can be getting back to training to get ready for Spence in March or February. And they had a date in February too. I think like the last week of February. I forgot the day. You know what I'm saying? You don't think he's dropping? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? But look, think about this. I wonder who Boots again next. Yeah, that's the thing. Ugas Ugas is the domino effect right now in this welterweight division. We waiting to see what Ugas gonna do. My man Andre think he's gonna face Stanionis, right? I think he's gonna face Spence. So that's a big ass move. What he gonna do? So if he drop the belt, what happens with the belt? So what they'll probably do is order Butev versus Stanionis, or they can slide Boots in that tournament and put Boots against Stanionis and Boots versus Butev. We'll see. But if they're trying to consolidate all the belts, why have an extra fight if you just got rid of one belt? Does that make sense? You will be getting rid of the Super Championship because Ugas vacated. But to have one champion, you know what I'm saying, you'll have to have that champion fight the number one guy, which is Stanionis. So Boost might not even be in play. You feel me? So that's a domino effect in that sense. So let's say, excuse me, let's say if Butev and Stanionis fight, um, so what Boost do? So Boost made he got a lot of he got I would say he got a lot of routes to take. He probably don't got a lot of options because a lot of guys ain't trying to fight him. But he's like number he's like number two in the IBF. So they can order an interim title fight with him and Quadratilo if Quadratilo win December the 11th. You know what I'm saying? If he happens to lose, then they probably can order Boots versus the highest ranked guy. So it's a lot. Like I said, Ugas is the domino. Once he make his decision, everything else gonna fall into place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to tell you, but we're gonna see though. It's just interesting to me. Um, it's interesting. He said, "Is there any chance Boost and Butev happens?" I don't think so. I mean, not next. Only way I can see it happening if let's say Ugas vacate and then they order Butev versus Stanionis, and then they put Boost on the undercard like he was last time. He was a replacement. If something would happen to Jamal James or Butev, then Boost would have stepped in. And let's say Boost on the undercard and Stanionis pull out. They will put Boots in with Butev. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can see it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. I don't think they'll just make that fight. Because Butev, he gonna fight for the title for sure. He said, "What's your fighter of the month?" No, I got Cambosos. I had Canelo before. I had Canelo before. I'm gonna drop that tomorrow too. I had Canelo before last night, bro. But I got Cambosos. Charlo lose. I think Spencer moving up to 54. Yeah, because Castano gonna call him out. Castano gonna call him out. Castano was trying to get that fight too. That's crazy. That's why I like this behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to. It's hard to tell everything, but when they was negotiating, right? Uh, the IBF was pushing for their mandatory, so that was a big thing. They had to get that shit cleared. The WO was like they're gonna allow the fight to happen. So Castano, he was behind the scenes trying to fight. He was calling out Spence. And Spence was good from his eye surgery. He was calling out Spence. He was trying to get that fight. That's crazy. But it worked out that undisputed is gonna happen. So yeah, I'm with that though. But I can see that for sure. Spence moving up. I think Spence will be dope at 154. Like I think he'll be a better fighter. Like he don't have to drop that extra 7 pounds. I think he'll be more uh I think he'll be faster. He'll be more light on his feet, actually. Even though he lose like he gaining more weight, but I think he'll have better legs at 54. You know what I'm saying? The rematch in Houston again, Castano ain't getting a fair shake. Yeah, it was in San Antonio the first fight. Man, salute to Castano for going back to Houston or going back to Texas and going to Houston this time. You know what I'm saying? I hope Russell. Yeah, I hope it happens too. Maceo actually has some options. Like he got some options. He's number one in the WO, and if I know the rumor is now Rete gonna move up to face off against Valdez. If he dropped that belt, you can see Maceo versus Dalbe for the vacant title. So yeah, it's a lot of maneuvering and ins and outs type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to stay well rounded in this boxing shit because not only the males, but the females. Like I got a good beat on that shit too, and every division. I got a good grasp on pretty much everything that's popping and what's about to happen and what can happen. And sometimes when I be it's like a catch 22 because when you hear that shit behind the scenes, you be like, damn, we're not gonna get that big ass fight. Like the shit with Spence and Crawford, that shit, man, I was sad for like 3 days, bro. But then again, what picked me up, I started hearing other shit about other fights. I was like, okay, we good. But damn, I wanted that fight. I don't think that shit gonna happen. But it's all good though. We move on. You know what I'm saying? We move on. So we'll see. But yeah, man, that's my time, man. I salute everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? Dropping comments and shit like that. I appreciate it for sure. Y'all can follow me on my social media, Twitter, and Overj on Twitter. You can hit me up on there. L does boxing on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. And that's how we rocking. So that's my time, and I'm out.